Okay, so our group is for standardized testing. We think standardized testing makes a good impact on our society. How, you ask? Testing gives teachers guidance to help them determine what to teach and when to teach it. It also gives parents a good idea on how well their child is doing in school. Standardized tests provide accurate comparison between subgroups. These subgroups can include data and ethnicity, status, special needs, etc. This provides schools with data to develop programs and services directed to improving scores on those subgroups. And that is all.
What now?
Rebuttal.
Hello, my name is Alan Sybil. And for me, I am against tests. For one, tests are more based on memories and your own intellect. People with IQs get lower tests for no reason, based on their own character alone.
Can't argue with that, man.
Removing tests would lower the anxiety drastically in students, to the point where they would be very relaxed and able to learn easily, and having to worry about tests based on what they have to learn. So that is my rebuttal.
2 opening statements are done. Excellent. We'll go back now to this first group, and you guys will give your 4 opening statements. 3 minutes. Go ahead.
3 minutes? Okay. So without testing, we wouldn't be able to identify the areas where children are struggling in. With testing, we are able to teach according to the students' weaknesses and help more in the long run. And testing on a regular basis has been proven to reduce procrastination through having to study. So like, if you're studying, then you actually, are doing something other than sitting around. Testing creates a more reliable workforce in the future as it decreases procrastination and improves knowledge. Want to hit him with your 2 now?
I will. Testing improves metacognitive monitoring by giving students scores and self-assessments. They can better predict the knowledge and more confident in what they learn. Testing also causes students to learn more. Essentially, it reduces forgetting, which makes the next related subject more productive.
Boom. Now over to this side for your opposing 4 statements, or 4 new statements. Go ahead.
Well, tests are a very narrow way of understanding a student's knowledge, and it could potentially lead to a child to have a nervous breakdown, mainly because of their fear of failing the test alone.
So, a lot of students will fake their test scores to their parents or to their peers because they are getting bullied for it. Either it's because they're too dumb or they're smarter than the rest of the class. So in that point, there's bullying happening, which leads to lower self-esteem in students. This also leads to a lot of stress on the students, especially if they're taking a normal course load, which is 5 classes. They are having, presumptively, 5 tests a week, which leads to a lot of studying, which leads to a lot of stress for students. And they're doing bad on the tests because they're stressed out.
Oh, okay. Kids kill themselves because of tests.
Wow. Jesus.
That's harsh.
Oh, you want examples? Right.
Do you
All
have any
right.
facts behind
Sean Begley, age 16, hung himself from a tree because he believed he was going to fail his math test. Also, Tim Russell, who killed himself because he failed a physics paper.
That is our points.
Okay.
All right, now we get into the open debate. So now 4 minutes for this section. Whoever puts their hand up first goes.
How do you come back from that?
Okay, go ahead, Kevin.
So in a scientific scenario, technically there's too many changing variables for it to actually be a scientific experiment if you were going to look at tests in a scientific way. So it would actually fail until this scenario was able to have less changing variables and more controlled variables.
Go ahead.
It's not more of a scientific thing, though, as it is for statistics, so in a math sense, I guess. So they're actually using tests to collect data to figure out, you know, the kids need to learn more in this way instead of that way.
But it's also in a scientific way, because if you think about it, there could be many different variables affecting the kids, either their learning or their ability to take tests. So ability to take tests would be if they had a really stressed out day, or if somebody in their family had passed away, they had to take a test that would really affect them mentally, and also you'd see it in the test.
Hit him back.
Good point, good point. Well, with the whole thing of, like your scenario, if one of the kids' parents passed away or family member, would affect them mentally. But the thing is, that's what I think the thing is with the test, to make sure what we need to know to make them learn what they. Okay, sorry. Let me rephrase that. Okay, so we test them to see how they need to learn, so they can learn it their way. So if that happened, your scenario happened, that would affect them, but would you like something?
No,
You good?
Yeah.
Okay. That would affect them in some way. That's why there's this thing called a TA. They can help with the whole psychiatrist, everything in the, yeah, that will help.
So within the scenario that you were saying, with you're testing them for their skill and for their knowledge, technically you're not. If something happened and they're mentally not there for the test, you're not really testing them on their knowledge, you're more or less just testing them on how bad of a day they had, and if they can remember any of their math or physics equations.
Good.
Well, yeah, but if, say, somebody's parent died, or, you know, they had a bad day, they tell the teacher reschedules their test until they're ready to do it. It's really that simple. Then they'll actually know what's going on as well, because they'll be mentally prepared. And if they were smart and studied, then, you know.
So with that, it's either you reschedule the test and you talk to your teacher, but the issue with that is you're also falling behind in class then, because you haven't taken this test, so a lot of kids are already knowing their score and you may not have taken the test, so you're technically behind class. Which kids can be bullied for. Just gonna put that.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'd like to throw a couple pennies in here. I believe that the school system should re-innovate themselves. Re-innovate themselves. Find alternatives. You know, instead of taking a test, you have to take, you know, this other form to test how well you know about the subject, instead of, like, you know, just a test in general, because every student is different. So therefore, not everyone is good with a test. So an alternative would be great. Time's up.
Great open debate. Okay, so let's go back to, since you guys started, you would get the next chance to talk, and then it goes back to you guys for the final say.
So we're
Closing
up.
statements.
Yes. Okay, so in closing, we believe that testing in schools need to stay. There's rock solid proof that many different reliable sources that show the benefits of tests. If we get rid of them, how will we know what areas students are struggling in? Tests have been around for as long as schools have been, so why should we try to fix something that isn't broken?
Okay. So I feel like tests should be banned. It gives kids anxiety attacks. They're slowly killing themselves, as Alan put it. There's a lot of bullying going on because of it. It's a lot more anxiety and not a really effective way of letting someone know how well they're doing mentally.
Great debate, you guys.